In the turbulent final years of the Qin dynasty, a young man in Huaiyin stood apart from others. His name was Han Xin. Though his ambitions soared beyond the horizon, he endured hunger and hardship in his youth. To survive, he took refuge in the home of a local pavilion keeper. At first, he was treated with courtesy, but as days passed, the keeper's wife grew impatient with his presence. One morning, she prepared breakfast before dawn and secretly ate with her family. When Han Xin arrived, expecting his usual meal, he found the stove cold and the pots empty. The silent rejection struck him deeply. Anger and humiliation coursed through him. He left, and never to return. Driven by hunger, he took to fishing along the banks of the Huaiyin River. An elderly woman, noticing his pale and thin, took pity and shared her meager meals with him. Grateful, Han Xin vowed, "One day, I will repay your kindness 100-fold." The woman scolded him gently. "A man who cannot even sustain himself. Do you think my compassion is meant for your repayment?" Even harsher test awaited him. One day, a young butcher mocked him publicly in the marketplace. Tall, broad-shouldered, carrying sword and knife, yet a coward. "If fearless, stab me. If afraid, crawl beneath my legs." The crowd laughed. Han Xin, however, looked quietly at the butcher, then bent down and crawled under him. Laughter erupted, but none understood the ambition quietly smoldering in this young man, capable of enduring what ordinary men could not. When Xiang Liang's anti-Qin forces crossed the Huai River, Han Xin captured this opportunity. He joined the army, eager to carve his place in the chaos. Yet under Xiang Liang, he was never entrusted with command. After Xiang Liang fell in battle, Han Xin served Xiang Yu as a guard officer. He offered counsel repeatedly, but his advice was ignored. Frustrated, he departed. In 206 BCE, when Liu Bang advanced toward Shu, Han Xin joined the Han army. Even there, his prospects were bleak. Initially assigned to manage the granaries, he felt his talents were unrecognized and his ambitions stifled. Disheartened, he attempted to flee, was captured, and sentenced to execution as a deserter. 13 of his fellow prisoners had already been beheaded. Facing death, he cried to the sky, "Liu Bang seeks the empire, slays the brave men who could serve him." His defiance caught the attention of Huaiyin, the execution officer. Struck by Han Xin's bearing, Hu spared him. After conversation and evaluation, Hu immediately recommended him to Liu Bang. Han Xin was appointed controller of grain, a critical role, yet far from the command he craved. The turning point came with Chancellor Zhao He. After several deep conversations, Zhao He recognized Han Xin's extraordinary talent. He repeatedly recommended Han Xin to Liu Bang, insisting on his exceptional talent. When Han Xin departed in frustration, Zhao He rode through the night to pursue him. An episode remembered as Zhao He pursues Han Xin by moonlight. Through Zhao He's insistence, Han Xin finally received the chance he had long awaited. Liu Bang, persuaded, performed purification rites and appointed him Grand General, elevating the once overlooked young man to supreme command. In 206 BCE, as Grand General, Han Xin stood upon the stage where his genius would be revealed. During the conquest of the Three Qin, he proposed the legendary stratagem, pretend to attack head-on, secretly advance through Chenkang. While the army publicly repaired a mountain road, Han Xin secretly led his main force along a hidden, treacherous path. The ruse shattered Zhang Han's defenses. The Han army surged, capturing Guanzong's fertile lands, securing vital granaries and horse pastures for Liu Bang. In 205 BCE, during the campaigns against Wei and Dai, he feigned river crossings to lure enemy forces, while secretly transporting elite troops upstream in makeshift rafts. Within 3 days, he captured 52 cities in Hedong and took King Wei Bao prisoner, neutralizing the northern threat. In 204 BCE, at Jingxing, Han Xin commanded 30,000 fresh recruits against 200,000 Zhao troops. Backed by a river, he staged a desperate formation. When Zhao attacked, Han Xin's forces fought with astonishing ferocity, while 2,000's hidden cavalry seized the enemy camp, annihilating 200,000 soldiers and capturing King Zhao Zi. Later that year, at the Battle of Weishui, he faced 200,000 of Xiang Yu's elite troops under Long Ru. Using sandbags to dam the river, he lured the enemy halfway across, then suddenly released the flood. the water split the Chu forces. Han Xin struck decisively. Long Ru was killed, and Liu Bang seized the prosperous Sanyi region. In 202 BCE, at Gaixia, he deployed 300,000 Han soldiers in the famed ambush from 10 sides. That night, the cries of Chu songs from all sides shattered enemy morale. The next day, Xiang Yu's army of 100,000 was annihilated, ending the Chu Han War. By 29, he had turned the tide of 6 kingdoms, each conquest a testament to his military genius. Ordinary generals were still honing skills. He stood at the pinnacle, earning the title, the General Immortal. After the Battle of Huaishui, Han Xin had subdued Chu and secured Kie. At only 27, he commanded vast armies and wielded unparalleled influence. No longer the humiliated youth scraping by in Huaiyin, he now stood as a military prodigy, whose very presence cast a shadow over the emperor's throne. Such prominence, however, carried peril. Consolidating Qi, Han Xin petitioned Liu Bang to be appointed king of Qi. Citing strategic necessity, the region was volatile, bordering Chu, and required a firm hand. Liu Bang, besieged at Xingyang and struggling for survival, erupted in anger. "I am trapped here, awaiting his aid, yet he dares to claim kingship." His fury mirrored the fear that Han Xin's power inspired. Advisors Zhang Liang and Chen Ping whispered counsel. The army will not act without assurance. Grant him the title and secure his loyalty. Force may breed rebellion, but honor ensures obedience. Recognizing the prudence, Liu Bang formally appointed Han Xin king of Qi. Yet beneath the surface, tension lingered. The emperor feared the very prowess that had won the empire. As Han Xin's power grew in Qiai, his strategist Kuai Che approached him privately. "Seize Qi as your base, unite Yan and Zhao, and establish yourself as a king. You could stand as a third force alongside Liu Bang and Shang Yu." In other words, Kuai Che urged Han Xin to carve out his own kingdom and split the realm 3 ways. At the same time, envoys from Shang Yu's camp arrived, attempting to persuade him to abandon Liu Bang and ally with Chu, subtly hinting that his victories and command gave him the right to claim independence. Yet Han Xin resolutely refused. He recalled the care and support of Liu Bang in earlier days. "The Han King carried my carriage, clothed me, and fed me. How could I repay loyalty with treachery, though establishing his own realm might bring greater power? Betraying those who had once protected him was inconceivable." He declined both his strategist's counsel and the envoy's proposals, remaining loyal to Liu Bang. By choosing allegiance over ambition, Han Xin preserved his short-lived authority and the loyalty of his troops. But this decision would also sow the seeds of suspicion that later shadowed his fate. In 202 BCE, during the decisive confrontation at Gaixia, Han Xin hesitated alongside Peng Yu. Zhang Liang observed shrewdly, "Without granted lands, they will not march." Liu Bang, though furious, granted their territories. Only then did Han Xin advance, delivering victory that sealed the Han dynasty's dominion. Once the empire was secured, Liu Bang's suspicion turned into action. One morning, he entered Han Xin's camp, under the pretense of an official envoy, seizing the command seals while the general still slept. Without a single stroke of blood, Han Xin's authority was stripped. The trust between emperor and general was irreparably broken. Soon after, an imperial edict arrived. Han Xin was transferred from the prosperous Qi to the old territory of Chu, changing his title from King of Qi to King of Chu. The words on the edict were grand and polite, suggesting a simple administrative reassignment. Yet the political intent was clear: uproot Han Xin from the land where he had built his power, and place him in a region with no natural defenses, easier for the central court to control. His title remained, but his real power was gone. A general who had once fought and bled alongside the emperor now found himself politically isolated. This transfer from Qi to Chu marked the beginning of a decisive shift, his fate intertwined with the suspicion and caution of the throne itself. The empire was secure, yet the greatest general became the emperor's deepest concern. In 201 BCE, a report accused Han Xin of colluding with rebels. Using Chen Ping's strategy, Liu Bang staged a court gathering under false pretense. Han Xin, aware of the danger, attended, bringing the head of his loyal friend Zhang Limei as proof of fidelity. No sooner had he arrived than soldiers ambushed him. Facing Liu Bang, Han Xin spoke words that would echo through history. As the saying goes, when the birds are gone, the bow is put away. When the enemy is defeated, the strategist perishes. The world is settled. I am meant to die. Spared but stripped of authority, he became Marquis of Huaiyin, under house arrest in Chang'an. Once a commander feared across kingdoms, he now lived in quiet seclusion, occasionally glimpsing former subordinates, now his equals, feeling the sting of lost greatness. In 196 BCE, while Liu Bang was away suppressing the rebellion of Han Xin on the northern frontier, a rumor swept through the capital. One of Han Xin's former retainers accused him of secretly conspiring with the rebels. Empress Lu was alarmed. She summoned Zhao He, the very man who once rode under the moon to bring Han Xin back. Together, they devised a cruel stratagem. A false report was spread. Han Xin had been defeated, the rebellion crushed. All nobles were ordered to enter the palace to offer congratulations. At his residence, Han Xin was ill and uneasy. He sensed something amiss and refused to attend. But then Zhao He himself arrived. The old friend, the man who had once recognized his genius when no one else did. Even if you are sick, Zhao He urged, you should still come and celebrate the empire's peace, out of trust, perhaps nostalgia for that bond of brotherhood. Han Xin rose from his bed and dressed. As he crossed the gates of Changla Palace, he was walking into his own demise. Inside the bell hall, from every corner, armed guards burst forth. They seized him before he could draw breath. Seeing Zhao He standing afar, silent, Han Xin finally understood. He cried out in anguish, I regret not heeding Kuai Tong's counsel. Now deceived by a woman and a petty schemer, perhaps this is fate. A flash of steel. Blood stained the palace walls. Han Xin, the greatest general of the Han, fell in the bell hall. Soon after, his entire clan was executed. From a starving youth in Huaiyin to Grand General, from the secret crossing at Chang'an to the legendary ambush from 10 sides, Han Xin had reshaped China with unmatched brilliance. His military genius was unmatched across the ages, earning him the title General Immortal. He moved armies with divine speed, turning feints into decisive victories. He fought with godlike courage, striking where none dared. He manipulated rivers and terrain with supernatural foresight, drowning entire armies. In every battle, his command elevated the cruelty of war into an immortal art. Yet in the political arena, unmatched talent proved mortal. Believing loyalty could protect him, Han Xin failed to foresee the peril that accompanies unmatched merit. When the empire lay in his hands, he found no home within it. He conquered the Han realm, yet could not secure a place for himself.